Hello, my dear friends. This is Avraham Sofer from Hollywood, Florida. Used to be in Borough Park in Brooklyn. LaHaShem, I want to talk about a topic that unfortunately nobody wants to talk about. And everybody is, unfortunately, I usually don't talk things that everybody talks about. I like to talk things that nobody touches even. And I guess I'm going to be saying many things right now that some of the things that you might not like. And again, I'm not talking to you. If you only talk to people who are concerned, who really want to, who are interested, according to the Torah, Baruch Hashem, that I learned, and what I believe, what has to happen and what needs to happen in this world. The heading of this talk is going to be, as we said, 159,000 daily tears of God. What should you do about it? Why? What am I talking about? To this tragic events that transpired in Eretz HaKodesh, and we're all suffering, and some people saw images, advisable, not advisable, that's your discretion. In the beginning, when it's very hot, I say to people, don't look at the videos. But unfortunately, our minds can't comprehend something unless we see it. And I'm going to be a little bit more graphic right now. If you want to turn off the video, you could. But I teach Torah daily. I teach two laws daily, constantly trying to remind people that Hashem has commandments for us. And we see in the commandments that one of the main goals, one of the Shoresh HaMitzvah, the Chinuch, talks about, is for us to try to understand why Hashem gives us mitzvot, certain mitzvot. The last few days, today is 10th of Mar Cheshvan. You could go on our channel, on my YouTube channel, Two Laws Daily, on YouTube, and you could learn that the last 3-4 days we're discussing something that I believe has a lot of connection to today's days and events. That HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants us to have merciful feelings. Hashem wants us to be Mahu Rachum, Afatar Rachum, to have Chimla, to have understanding and to feel for other people. The world is not just me, everything. Now, with that said, you have to understand, it hurts me a lot. Don't misunderstand me. Children were butchered, slaughtered, some on video, some off video. The aftermath pictures are very horrible. But let's go to Hashem's shoes, for instance, for a second. Whoever listens to my Shirim, I very hardly talk about Mashiach, because that's not our goal here to talk about Mashiach in this world. Our goal is to perfect our midot. Our goal is to become a better person. And unfortunately, what I don't hear is, let's go and see what Hashem sees in this world. Let's figure out what Hashem wants. Right now, everybody is making ta'aniyot, and of course it's a horrible thing. There are captives. We always should daven, and most of my shiurim are that Hashem should send out the captives. But and we're making a whole big spiel out of making prayers and everything, which is very good. Am Yisrael is known for that. But why do we have to wait for something dramatic as this? Just think for a second, put yourself in the shoes of Hashem. You're sitting in this world and you're looking. For the past 5 years, you could Google, if you don't trust me. In this world, every year they're being murdered 55 million children. 55 million, they call it abortion. They're being murdered. And now Hashem is seeing every day over 159,000 children that He granted to this world to come, and people decided, for whatever reasons are, and I promise you, 99.9999% of all those murders are not because the mother's in danger. It's called inconvenience in this world. So Hashem is seeing 159,000 babies being slaughtered every day worldwide. The question is, why don't we care? Why we're making a big deal? So somebody says, no, Rabbi, we saw it. We saw children being killed. And therefore what? Hashem doesn't see? 159,000 children are being slaughtered every day worldwide. Hashem doesn't see? Just think for a second how Hashem feels about it. What should we do? What should we do? Very easy. That we should protest. Every organization, all the big organizations that collected millions. Here, Agudat Israel, the Tzarenu Rav, which I doubt if they're not run by Christians, the whole idea they could raise in a week $10.5 million. They have power, they have a might to go fight with attorneys, lawyers. We should fight and make it illegal in America, abortion, which is murder. It went so far in California and already in Maryland. Now the law is you're allowed to kill a baby until the age 28. If you're not happy with him, you call it abortion. Before it was partial abortion. But the problem, nobody's talking about it. That's not, the problem is it's done or not done. The fact is that we are not screaming about it. We're all going out and screaming about how dare Hamas, let's do Gematria, Gehinom, Hamas, Shmamas, Habibi. I understand they did a very terrible thing. Like I said to somebody on Simchat Torah, we had to rejoice. We had to make a joy, the Simcha. It's a Yom Tov. Do we follow Torah or we don't? Somebody said, no, we should make the Simcha less. In some places they were all distraught and in Galut. They didn't want to make parties. Chas v'shalom. It's Hashem's Torah. It's a joke. If a person's relative dies, his son dies, his father dies, his mother dies, until the burial, or then, you're not allowed to stop the rejoicing. There's so many halachot, there's so much Torah, and all of that's supposed to make you a person, a human being. When you stop rejoicing on Yom Tov, because you want to say that you're a human being, you're not following Torah, and actually it's going to make you akhzari. People don't understand. The world is not, it's romantic. There was a tragedy, so let's stop rejoicing for Yom Tov. Chas v'shalom. Same thing they did by Maron. In Maron, 45 people were murdered at night. So all over the world they canceled Yom Tov, Simchat Yom Tov. If you tell me it's halacha that Lag BaOmer is Yom Tov, how dare you stop the celebration? How many children prepared? No, Rabbi, you have to be, you're telling us about feelings, so we have to feel other people's plight. I understand, but there's also halacha. There's halacha tells you when you're supposed to be rejoicing, when you're not supposed to be rejoicing. That's not according to your whim of your feelings. And to hide? No, it's not appropriate. It is very appropriate. Hashem said that if a person's relative just died, his wife died, his mother died, his father died, they're dead in the room. And Yom Tov, you go out and you rejoice on Yom Tov until you bury them. If you're not allowed to bury them on the first day, you bury them on the second day. On the first day, Onen is not patur from Torah. Yom Tov is Yom Tov. There's no playing games. Oh, tragedy happened in Am HaKodesh. I understand. But you have no right to stop the Torah because it doesn't feel good. There's Torah. What does Hashem want? Why does Hashem do it? So I said to somebody on Simchat Torah in afternoon, on Sunday afternoon, I said to a Jew that I was learning with, it's a test. Hashem wants to know you follow Torah or not, or you do Torah according to your feelings. Like right now, everybody has a feeling. Let's do Taniyot. Let's do prayers. Oh yeah? When Jews were forced to get vaccinated, Jews were forced to put themselves in harm's way. How many Jews went out and did any Taniyot? You can't go get a job. You can't work if you're not vaccinated. You can't go to send your children to school if they're not vaccinated. There is no vaccinations unless it's experimental. They're all experimental. And Jews going against Torah, they go to a Rosh Yeshiva from Lakewood and they ask him, should I vaccinate with this harmful vaccine that all the doctors, many doctors say it's harmful. Even the CDC says it's harmful, almost 1,300 side effects. What does Rosh Yeshiva from Lakewood answer? Go to a doctor. Are you kidding me? What kind of Torah is this? Where are we becoming? We're afraid to say the truth. We're afraid to speak out the truth. We're going to say to people, go put yourself in experiments. Tens of thousands of children thrown out of yeshivas, not allowed to go into yeshivas. What kind of humans are we becoming? Do we even care how Hashem observes all this? And then we're going to say, no, Hashem is going to bring Holocaust and it's going to be good for us. Then we're going to say, 100 years from now, we're going to say, oh, the Holocaust was good for us. We're causing. Do we even care what Hashem feels? Do we care that Hashem cries every day? We don't care about nothing. We're becoming insensitive at all to anything. Oh, if it's physical, it's physical. Now Hamas attacked us. Let's make Taniyot. But the fact is that millions of Jews had to go through experiments in Israel. Imach Shemo Bibi was priding himself that he tested on 6 million Jews what even Hitler, Imach Shemo, couldn't do. Hitler only experimented on 1.2 million Jews. And here we have a prime minister of Israel priding himself he experimented on 6 million Jews. People cannot go to school. People cannot go to work without being experimented on. The governments are right now obviously are doing things to harm people. As we know, that the world has one goal, to prove God the world could exist without Jews. And it's a constant battle. You think they don't care? The whole point of abortion is to make sure the Jewish population doesn't grow, to brainwash young girls, Jewish girls. You don't have enough money, you maybe get sick. What do? Well, they run a test for every woman that's pregnant, orange juice test, to see if you have maybe unhealthy pregnancy or something. Constantly, they brainwash you. Oh, big deal, abortion. 55 million, so you're another number. It's all a plan. The plan is to diminish this world from Jews. And we always have to see, how does Hashem view it? Yes, it's a horrible thing they killed so many kids in Chamas by Hamas hands. But can you imagine what God sees? Hashem sees 159,000 plus children daily being murdered. And we are, okay, they're doing it. They're not doing it stam. There's only one goal. And we have to get up and we have to do askanut. We have to fight it. All those organizations, Agudas Israel, Torah Masora, must go and fight. Use your money. If in America we have such a thing called freedom, we could take people to court. Let's start non-stop. Any medical office that's committing a murder, go to courts. Fine. I'm sure there is ways. And if there's not, go into legislature, change legislature. Murder should not be accepted by anybody. It should not be tolerated. In any form. Forcing people to get mandating vaccines, mandating medications, mandate X, Y, and Z. We are not here for that. We are here to help others, not to mandate. Have a wonderful day.